Hello guys, today I'm going to go over this Poker 3 RGB keyboard with a failing backlight. So as you can see here, there are 6 keys right now that are not working, and the RGB LEDs are not getting the proper voltage to the blue keys. So if I turn off the red and the green and only have blue, as you see these 6 keys are not working. So we're going to flip the PCB over. Let's take a look at the traces on the backside. Using this piece of jumper wire, I will be testing jumping a working blue LED to one of the non-working ones to see if it's an LED failure or if it's actually a trace failure. So here, I'll take the blue signal and jump it to one of these. So as you can see, it is working. So these LEDs are working. Now we're going to go and look at the trace and follow the trace and see where the break in the trace is, because this is clearly a trace failure, not an LED failure. So as you can see here, the failing LEDs are these right here, and we're going to be looking at the blue trace. So if we look at this blue trace here, we can follow it down and see that it connects to one of these resistors here. Looking at the other blue traces, this one goes here, this one jumps over here and goes over here, this one jumps over here, this blue one comes down and joins at this point here, and this blue one comes to this point here. Now if we look, they're all in the same lateral positioning, which means that they're probably most likely all connected at this point over here, following the trace down to this resistor here. So if we follow this blue trace, this blue LED trace, it goes to this top resistor. Now this top resistor, we can compare the resistor values with the red, the blue, green, and red. Now to figure out which one is blue, which one's green, which one's red, we're going to make the LEDs white. So the LEDs are already white, and that means that they should all have the same voltage level. They look like a off pink on the camera, but they are white. So taking my voltage meter, I will put it on the blue. Here, top one is 0 volts. Next one, 1 volt. And the next one is 1 volt. So if they should all be the same and one's failing, blue is at 0, so that means that it's not getting any voltage through this resistor at the top, which is for the blue LEDs on this region of the keyboard right here. Now we'll just continue following the trace back and test further points down the line. We can quickly test to see if the resistor actually works. So these are 20 ohm resistors. So this one has 20 ohms. Next one, $20 ohms. So these resistors are working fine, so we can continue working down the trace to see where the failure is. So if we focus on the bottom part of the PCB here, we can see that this top resistor 318 is the blue resistor. Following this trace back, we can see it connects to this controller right here. Now we're going to plug in this keyboard and take a look at this controller. So from here, this trace, if we follow it back, is the top trace and enters the bottom of this controller. As you see, when I tap this controller, these LEDs right here start to work again. So to fix this, I'm going to use a soldering iron and just fix this this failing solder joint right here. So let's see if that fixed the trace. I plug it back in. As you can see, these LEDs are fixed. I'm just going to tap the trace that I just fixed, make sure it doesn't come loose. Seems like it's working fine. Test it on this side. Seems as though the blue LEDs are now working again. Thanks for watching.